What are you gonna do?
Told you. We're gonna hang out. Gonna watch a movie. Gonna take some pictures.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. How bad is election fraud in this country? Well, Democrats are starting to overturn Democrat elections for Democrats. In Connecticut, there was a ballot stuffing operation that was so egregious that a judge said, I have no idea who's the legitimate winner of this race, and chucked essentially the race into the trash where it belonged here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Fox News was able to track down the woman who was on camera stuffing ballots into ballot boxes. This is a city employee named Wanda who was working for the mayor, who was shoving ballots into drop boxes in order to rig this election. Don't take my word for it. The judge essentially excoriated them, saying, you have destroyed any faith that anyone would ever have in this system. Thankfully, this woman was tracked down, and what did she have with her? Sure as hell looked like a bag of ballots to me. Watch.
Where's Wanda? Well, the stuffer went into hiding after she was caught on camera allegedly shoving ballots in drop boxes for her boss, the mayor of Bridgeport, Connecticut. The judge overturned the election because the evidence was overwhelming. We have a lot of questions. So we sent Johnny to Bridgeport to find out what's going on with Wanda the stuffer.
You know Wanda Jeter?
Yeah, I know Wanda Jeter, yeah.
She's all right. She's a Bonds lady.
Is she a nice lady?
Yeah, somewhat. Very nice lady.
What do you mean somewhat? People say she's a bully.
Well, I've heard that too.
Wanda was caught stuffing ballots in a ballot box. How do you feel about that?
Did she get caught?
She got caught on surveillance camera.
Is she arrested?
She's on administrative leave.
Well, then it's not due process.
When they catch you, that's a big no-no.
Well, the proof is in the pudding.
There's a lot of shenanigans going on in this town, it seems like.
Oh, yeah, well, like any other town. A lot of stuff in the closet we don't know about.
Did you vote?
No.
Did Wanda vote for you?
No.
Not that you know of.
I don't know.
Now, we learned more from the people who didn't want to talk on camera because they were scared of Wanda. One guy told Johnny that Wanda's a cool chick, but she should be locked up for stuffing, and you better not mess with her. You don't want to be on Wanda's bad side. Another person told us that Wanda goes into the mini-mart all the time to play the lotto. She loves to gamble, just not with elections. She wants those to be sure things. The only way to stop Wanda and all the Wandas out there is to harden our elections, voter ID, close the drop boxes, stop the harvesting, and you got to have stricter rules for absentee and signatures. But the governor of Connecticut, he doesn't see a problem with their elections at all.
I don't think that early voting or absentee ballot is the cause of some of these cases of potential corruption. I think it's people who do the corrupting.
So which people are doing the corrupting? Wanda or her boss, the mayor, who's served 7 years for corruption?
Do you think that Joe Ganim has anything to do with the videos that we all saw?
I don't think so. Campaigns are big, busy, messy places.
Yeah, so the system's broken and the Democrats don't want to fix it because the system's working for them. So it's up to us to shine a light on corruption. That's why we sent Johnny to see Wanda.
How's it going? Johnny from Fox, how are you? How are you? Nice to see you. Wanda, why did you stuff the ballots? Wanda? Why did you stuff the ballots? Wanda, there's surveillance video of you stuffing the ballots. Do you have anything to say? Wanda? Wanda, what do you want to say to the people of Bridgeport?
So Wanda pled the fifth, just like she did in court. We're not letting this go.
So that's Wanda. Fox News did God's work by catching up to her. Good job, Jesse Waters. Obviously, this is an unbelievable story. We're allowed to talk about the story because of a Democrat judge in a Democrat state talking about Democrat election fraud against Democrats, right? but it's the same system all across America. Unaccountable mail-in ballots, unmanned drop boxes, agents, criminal agents of those in power manipulating this system, and the lack of checks on the system, right? The lack of watermarking the ballots, the lack of signature verification in order to stuff those ballots, right? 2,000 mules all over again. And this is now the judge saying it. So what do you end up getting? Well, all across America, you saw the footage of these like fascinating scenarios where vans full of ballots would pull up in the dark of night and wheel out the ballots, where people would shove ballot after ballot after ballot with rubber gloves. They use rubber gloves and they just shove these drop boxes full of ballots. You saw videos like that all over the place. This is proving that the electoral system in this nation is broken and that mail-in ballots should be illegal. Here in Massachusetts, video shows a woman stealing ballots from mailboxes. As of Tuesday afternoon, there were 2 reports of potential voter fraud, stolen ballots in Lawrence, Massachusetts. So the officials are looking into voter fraud in Lawrence, Massachusetts. If they're able to see this stuff, like in these small little blue microcosm states, how widespread is this across the nation? The man, who did not want to be identified, said he went to vote in person on election day and was told, according to the list, he had already voted. What happened? Well, it turns out that his mail-in votes had been stolen from his mailbox and somebody voted for him. The Essex County District Attorney Office Secretary William Galvin are now looking into the allegations of voter fraud. We are going to get all the ballots out of Lawrence. We're going to get all the mail-in ballots, and we're going to review everything and reconcile the list. As of Tuesday afternoon, there were 2 reports of potential voter fraud and stolen ballots in Lawrence. You can see effectively the theft happening in the video. You can watch. There you go. Here are the mail-in ballots. Here are the mail-in ballots getting stolen. Look at the perp. Oh, man. Who was paying them? Who was paying them? Who voted? Election fraud is common, and it happens everywhere. Here's just in 2023 what happened in the state of Florida, where I live, where you're supposed to have like really great election integrity. Here you have ineligible voting, false registrations, duplicate voting, fraudulent use of absentee ballots, and so on, altering the vote count, and so on and so on. In Arizona, a woman was guilty inside of a ballot collection scheme to grab up mail-in ballots in a Latino community. This is, of course, a Democrat activist, and to fill out those ballots. She filled them out on camera and then went in and voted, like shoved all the ballots into the drop box for voting. In Michigan, the state has now referred to the FBI a massive voter election fraud scheme that included up to 800,000 ballot applications sent to non-qualified voters, according to the former Secretary of State in Michigan. These people are, it's like definitely like, there's definitely a type, right? When you look at Wanda and you look at her car and her light, like there's a type. These people get paid off in bribes. You see this, bags of prepaid gift cards, silencers, burner phones, Democrat-funded organizations. These people are getting paid off. They're literally purchasing the fraudulence. These people are getting paid. Check this out. In New Jersey, it is wild, man. In New Jersey, this is insane. A Democrat in New Jersey on the Patterson City Council, a guy named Alex Mendez, was indicted for crimes committed during the 2020 election. Here's what Alex Mendez would do. This is Alex Mendez. There you go. He's with Cory Booker. He's with Whoopi Goldberg. This is what Alex Mendez would do. All right? Here you go. Alex Mendez stole mail-in ballots to rig the 2020 election. He stole those ballots, and then he would look at who you voted for. And then if he didn't like how you voted, he would throw away your vote. And then he'd replace your vote with a vote for him. This is all according... Who's it according to, Ben? Well, it is according to the New Jersey Attorney General, who says Alex Mendez is being charged with conspiracy to commit election fraud, fraud casting mail-in votes, unauthorized possession of ballots, tampering with public records, falsifying and tampering ballots, conspiracy, tampering, and or fabricating physical evidence, soliciting or procuring or assisting in unlawful registration, conspiracy to commit witness tampering. That's just him. He had his wife, he had an entire group of people that were doing what? Using our broken election systems to rig them. These people used mail-in balloting in order to grab up your vote. That would never be possible, right? If you had secure voting stations and each person had to go in, get their ID checked, and go vote. It would not be possible to commit fraud. It is physically impossible. But COVID broke our systems, broke our brains, broke our democracy, and ushered in an era of unaccountable, unlimited mail-in balloting. In states like New Jersey, Connecticut, Georgia, all over the country. Wisconsin. And so this guy could go and he can grab up your vote. There should be no way for this person to grab your vote, but he can because of mail-in balloting. It's effing evil, ladies and gentlemen. There's the same thing out of Georgia, where the massive fraud organization that was run by Stacey Abrams is now facing their own fraudulence, as it's quite evident and clear that they were embezzling, the leaders embezzled money and engaged in the exact same practices. Precisely what happened in the state of Georgia. People like Stacey Abrams. Man, I tell you what. There is such evil in this country. Republicans moving forward with articles of impeachment against an elections administrator in Wisconsin. Good. So the Republican State Assembly is now going to impeach the person who oversaw the election in 2020. The resolution introduced Thursday lays out the Republicans' concern for Wolf's handling of the 2020 election, came at the height of COVID-19 pandemic. It includes allegations that she unlawfully promoted maladministration of the use of ballot drop boxes and promoted and encouraged illegal alterations of absentee ballot applications during the administration. What is it? Drop boxes, unaccountable drop boxes, mail-in balloting, baby. There you go. There you go. What more do you need to see? It's literally on tape. The system works for these people when they're in charge. It is something that is so scary, that is so dangerous, that is so corrupt, that is so rotted at the core. And if you ever want faith in public institutions to ever return again in this nation, you must fix it. You must fix the way that we vote. The end. We'll be campaigning for it, obviously. And we'll be pushing for it on this program. Like, share, and subscribe if you want to secure elections. See ya.